You've been there, pouring your soul into being kind, reliable, everything society says she should want. Yet she chases the one who breaks the rules, who carries a shadow in his eyes, who seems to hold a secret she can't resist. You tell yourself it's unfair, that she's wrong, that goodness should win. But deep down, you know the truth. She's not craving evil. She's craving something you've been taught to hide, something raw, something real, and it's tearing your soul apart. Why does she choose him over you? Why does your goodness feel like a curse? You've been taught to be the nice guy, safe, predictable, selfless, but that's your cage, a trap that keeps you weak while the evil man, the one who defies the rules, commands her attention. Fyodor Dostoevsky, the Russian novelist who plumbed the depths of the human soul in Crime and Punishment and the Brothers Karamazov, saw through this paradox. From the shadows of his Siberian exile, he exposed the dark truth. Women aren't drawn to evil. They're drawn to men who embody complexity, defiance, and authenticity, traits the system demonizes as evil to keep you tamed. Dostoevsky didn't flinch. The human soul is a battlefield, torn between light and shadow, and attraction thrives in its contradictions. In Notes from Underground, he argues that people are drawn to what defies reason, complexity, rebellion, the forbidden, not because they're perverse, but because it's human. Women don't crave evil men. They crave men who embody the raw, untamed edges of existence. Men who, like Raskolnikov or Dmitri Karamazov, carry a spark of danger, a refusal to bow to society's sanitized ideals. The system labels these men evil to keep you in line, teaching you to suppress your own fire. Dostoevsky's truth is brutal. Attraction isn't about being good, it's about being real, and the system wants you anything but. Embrace this in 60 seconds, or you'll lose more than her attention. You'll lose your soul. Think about it. Why does she light up around him, the one who breaks the rules? Why does your goodness make you invisible? Why does playing it safe feel like a betrayal of something deeper? It's not just her, it's human nature. Dostoevsky saw the soul as a paradox, drawn to what's complex, unpredictable, alive. The system, through schools, media, culture, trains you to be simple, safe, good, because a tame man serves its order. It's an obscene design, a conspiracy to keep you weak, to make you a shadow of the man she craves. Dostoevsky's revolt is fierce. Your goodness is their prison, and your complexity is your freedom. Embrace your edges, or you'll be crushed by the system that calls them evil. The system's lie is everywhere, in the praise for the nice guy, the shaming of men who defy norms, the romanticizing safety over passion. Be kind, it says. Be predictable. She'll choose you. But every act of restraint, every dulled edge, every suppressed spark strengthens her pull to the man who dares. Dostoevsky's truth is a blade. The system wants you weak, but you can ignite her craving by embracing your depth. Revolt against this obscenity, or you'll spend your life fading in her eyes, chasing a love that belongs to someone else. What makes her crave the evil man? It's not evil, it's complexity, the raw, unfiltered truth of a soul that refuses to be tamed. Dostoevsky's characters, like the tormented Raskolnikov or the reckless Dmitri, aren't villains. They're men who live on the edge, who wrestle with their shadows, who defy the system's demand for conformity. Women are drawn to this, not because they want harm, but because they sense a man who's alive, who's authentic, who's more than the sanitized script society hands you. The system calls this evil, to scare you, to keep you safe, to stop you from becoming the man she can't look away from. She doesn't want your perfection. She wants your fire, your struggle, your refusal to bow. The system trains you to hide this, to be the good guy who never offends, never risks, never burns. But goodness without depth is a cage, and she feels it. Dostoevsky's insight is brutal. Attraction is born in the tension between light and dark, and suppressing your darkness makes you less, not more. In 60 seconds, you can shift this. Show her your edges, not your fears, your strength, not your safety, your authenticity, not your script. The system wants you tame, but she craves you untamed. Look at your life. Really look at it. You're caught in a cycle, aren't you? You meet her, you play the good guy, kind, attentive, safe, believing it'll win her heart. You hold back your fire, your edge, your truth, thinking she wants the man who never falters. But she doesn't stay, does she? She drifts toward the one who's unpredictable, who carries a spark of danger, who lives without apology. You double down, try harder to be good, to be perfect, but it pushes her further. You're not winning her, you're losing yourself, dulling your soul to fit a script that doesn't work. You're not her lover, you're her shadow, and you're fading under the weight. Dostoevsky would call this self-erasure. Your goodness, your restraint, your safety, they're weaknesses the system taught you to embrace. The system loves this cycle because a good man doesn't challenge, he doesn't ignite, he doesn't revolt. Schools taught you to conform, be polite, be agreeable, avoid conflict. Society rewards you for safety. Be nice, be predictable, be harmless. Culture glorifies it. Movies sell the selfless hero. Songs praise the devoted lover. But every time you play it safe, you hand over your power, your presence, your soul. You're not living, you're vanishing, programmed to lose her to the man who dares to be more. Have you ever stopped to ask why your goodness fails you? Why your restraint makes her distant? Why being nice feels like a trap? It's not just rejection, it's power. The system, through media, family, culture, embedded a script in your soul. Be good, be safe, be weak. But Dostoevsky's revolt is a different script. Complexity is your right, and her craving is your reward. Your goodness is their victory, but your fire is your freedom. Your restraint is their chain, but your authenticity is your strength. Society sells you a lie. The good man wins her heart. Kindness is attractive. Safety is love. Be nice, they say. Be reliable. She'll choose you. But what does goodness give you? A polite smile? A friend-zone nod? A heart left empty and ignored? You're told it's noble to be safe, but it's a chain, making you predictable, while the evil man commands her desire. The myth of the good man is a trap, a way to keep you weak, to stop you from seeing the truth. Your safety is her indifference. And Dostoevsky says you must break free. Dostoevsky saw through this myth. In The Brothers Karamazov, he shows that women, like Alyosha's Lys or Dmitri's Grushenka, are drawn to men who live fully, flaws and all, not those who hide behind goodness. The system loves this myth because a good man keeps relationships safe, keeps the hierarchy stable, keeps the power with her. Rom-coms sell it, friends push it, your heart aches for it. But every time you play the good guy, you surrender your fire to her control. Dostoevsky's revolt is clear. Goodness isn't strength, it's submission. Freedom comes from complexity, from embracing your edges, from igniting her craving in 60 seconds. Think about the times you played it safe. You were kind, weren't you? You thought it would make her stay, make her love you. But where's the passion? Where's the desire? Where's the craving you want? Dostoevsky would ask, why do you trust a system that profits from your weakness? Why do you cling to a myth that traps you? The myth of the good man keeps you blind, but Dostoevsky's revolt opens your eyes. Your power is your complexity, not your goodness. Freedom comes from embracing it, from choosing fire, from rebelling against the system's trap. Here's where Dostoevsky's insight gets dangerous, where the revolt begins. In Notes from Underground, he argues that humans crave what defies reason, the complex, the forbidden, the real. Women don't want evil. They want men who live authentically, who embrace their shadows, who defy the system's sanitized script. To ignite her craving in 60 seconds, you must embrace your complexity. Show your depth, not your doubts. Let her sense your fire, not your fears. Defy the rules, break the system's expectations, be unpredictable, not safe. Live unapologetically. Own your truth, your edges, your soul, without apology. And there's a tool, a dark conversational hack, 2 questions, 1 validation, that can help you uncover her desires, shift the dynamic, and awaken the man she craves. The dark conversational hack is this. Ask 2 questions to uncover her motives, validate her response to build rapport, then repeat. What kind of man catches your eye? She might say, someone bold, real, unafraid. What makes him different from the rest? She reveals her triggers, confidence, intensity, authenticity. You validate, that's real. It's like we're drawn to people who live without fear. You're not just talking, you're mapping her soul, showing her what she craves, planting the seed of your power. This cycle, used with subversive intent, gives you informational superiority. You learn her desires without exposing your own. You see her longings, her ideals, her heart, and you stay complex, not by confessing, but by probing. Dostoevsky would call this living fully. By asking questions, you reveal the system's obscenity, how it trains men to be safe, to suppress their fire, to lose their power. You ask, what's the most exciting thing a man's done around you? She shares a story, boldness, defiance, passion. What made it so thrilling? She exposes her craving, freedom, intensity, truth. You validate, that's powerful. It's like we're taught to play it safe when we should be bold. You're not convincing, you're awakening, using her words to show her the game, to spark her desire, to build a dynamic where you're the flame, not the shadow. The system doesn't want you to revolt. It wants you safe, predictable, weak. Social norms, cultural ideals, romantic myths, they're all part of a conspiracy to keep you powerless. They profit from your goodness, selling you kindness, reliability, and safety as virtues, while she's drawn to fire. Be a good man, they say. Be nice. She'll love you. But these are chains, designed to keep you tame, conforming, never questioning the system that thrives on your weakness. The system loves this conspiracy, because a safe man doesn't ignite, he doesn't attract, he doesn't revolt. Dostoevsky saw this conspiracy in the way society suppresses the soul's contradictions. He wrote that humans are drawn to what's alive, not what's safe, but the system labels this evil to control you. Today's culture amplifies this, with media glorifying the nice guy, friends shaming you for being bold, relationships expecting your restraint. The system needs you safe, because a safe man keeps the social order stable, the power with her, the conspiracy, alive. But Dostoevsky's revolt is a rebellion. Stop being safe. Start being real. Stop suppressing. Start igniting. Dostoevsky called conformity a death of the soul. When you suppress your complexity, you give her power. You lose your fire. You betray your truth. The system feeds this trap, telling you conformity is kindness, that goodness is attractive, that boldness is dangerous. But Dostoevsky's revolt is clear. Conformity is a lie. Fire comes from authenticity, from embracing your edges. In 60 seconds, use the dark conversational hack. What makes you bored with a guy? She reveals her triggers: predictability, sameness, safety. What excites you instead? She exposes her desire: boldness, depth, fire. You validate. That's heavy. It's like we're taught to blend in when we should stand out. You're not convincing, you're awakening, showing her the trap, sparking her craving. Have you ever noticed how conformity pushes her away? How it makes you fade even when you're trying? The system loves this trap, because a conforming man doesn't question, he doesn't ignite, he doesn't revolt. But Dostoevsky's truth is a liberation. Reject conformity, embrace fire, ignite her soul. The trap of conformity keeps you chained, but the act of revolt sets you free. Another layer, more insidious, the illusion of virtue. The system tells you virtue is goodness. She'll love you for your kindness, your reliability, your safety. Be moral, they say. Be selfless. It's what she wants. But virtue is a lie when it costs your fire. Your goodness doesn't make her closer. It makes her bored, giving her a safe man she doesn't crave. The illusion of virtue keeps you weak, because a man who believes in goodness doesn't see the power he's losing. Dostoevsky saw through this illusion. He argued that the soul craves what's alive: complexity, struggle, authenticity, not what's merely good. The system loves this illusion, because a virtuous man keeps conforming, keeps suppressing, keeps the trap alive. But Dostoevsky's revolt is clear. Virtue is a lie. Fire comes from defiance, from embracing your complexity. In 60 seconds, use the hack. What does a perfect guy look like to you? She reveals her ideals: kindness, safety, reliability. What makes him unforgettable? She exposes her truth, passion, intensity, depth. You validate. That's deep. It's like we're taught to be good when we should be real. You're not preaching, you're awakening, showing her the game, sparking her desire. Have you ever felt the sting of being too good? The sense that your virtue lost her interest? The system loves this illusion, because a virtuous man doesn't question, he doesn't ignite, he doesn't revolt. But Dostoevsky's truth is a wake-up call. Stop chasing virtue. Start embracing fire. Stop dulling your soul. Start igniting her craving. The illusion of virtue keeps you weak, but the reality of revolt makes you strong. Let's dig deeper, because there's a cost to playing it safe, to suppressing your fire, to letting the system keep you tame. It's the cost to your soul. Every time you hide your complexity, dull your edges, or choose goodness over truth, you lose a piece of yourself, your passion, your strength, your authenticity. You become a shadow, a ghost, a shell of the man you could be. Your heart aches, unfulfilled. Your dreams fade, ignored. Your soul dims, starved of the fire it craves. Dostoevsky saw safety as a betrayal of the soul. When you suppress your complexity, you don't just lose her, you lose your life. You become her shadow, a prisoner of her indifference. But the revolt is different. It's a fight for life, for fire, for craving. It's about embracing your complexity in 60 seconds, igniting her desire, living undeniable even when it scares you. It's about using the dark conversational hack to awaken others, to build a rebellion, to reclaim your soul. It's about facing the fear, the doubt, the rejection, and refusing to be safe anymore. Have you ever felt that hollowness of safety? That sense that you're not living but fading? Dostoevsky would say that's the moment to revolt, to confront the system's lies, to demand your soul back. Your safety is their victory, but your revolt is your power. Your goodness is their chain, but your fire is your freedom. The cost of safety is your soul, and no woman is worth that price.
Here's the deepest truth, the one that cuts to the bone. The system keeps you tame to keep her distant, but Dostoevsky's dark truth lets you ignite her craving in 60 seconds. Every edge you embrace, every rule you defy, every truth you live is a battle in the revolt, a step toward fire, a rebellion against the system that keeps you weak. You're not here to be safe, you're here to burn, to wield your complexity, to live free. Dostoevsky's voice echoes across the centuries, fierce and unyielding. Live your truth. The rejection you feel isn't your fault, it's the system's design. The good man myth, the conformity trap, the virtue lie, they're all changed to keep you tame, to keep you safe, to keep you from your fire. But you were born for more. You were born to ignite her craving, to reclaim your soul, to live with complexity in defiance of their rules. The revolt you need isn't against her, it's within you. It's the moment you stop playing the good guy and start being the flame. Stop fearing her indifference and start embracing your truth. Stop losing your soul and start claiming your power. Use the dark conversational hack. 2 questions, 1 validation. To awaken others, to build your rebellion, to set yourself free. So let me ask you, how much longer will you play it safe for her? How much longer will you trade your soul for her indifference? You're not a shadow, not a fool, not a ghost. You're a soul, a spark, a force on the edge of revolt. But you have to choose it. You have to choose to face her distance, to reject the system's programming, to fight for your fire no matter the cost.